What's going on?
Yo, hurry up, man. You're about to be late for your first day of school.
Where have the times gone with this? Now, if I recall correctly, I think I remember reading the books first before seeing the movies, and I just gotta tell you, it just wows me. I find it like very interesting about like the stories told by of course Greg Heffley about his troubles about what middle school is like, which is relatable for anybody else out there.
Yeah, even my first year of middle school, like, ooh, it was kind of tough, like, especially what you're going against, like, something new, but at least you got some friends from elementary school to help you out with.
And that's the thing, too, because when you first meet up with friends, you might not know if they're going to go to the same school as you or just go off or to another different one, but, well, whatever happens, because there's a chance you can meet some new friends. But for me, it wasn't really all that bad because it was like right around 2012 when it was like renting Salyard's middle school, and it turned out to be one of the best moments of my life. It was around the time where it was around the time where, of course, some people that you knew who you didn't like at first started to become your friends more.
That was kind of with me, though, like, even though, like, yeah, the first week was kind of rough because, you know, getting used to, like, your new classes and everything, but similar stories, like, yeah, having your old friends and then meeting some new ones, and a similar story to yours, like meeting people that you didn't like at first, but get along because of the same interests you guys have.
Exactly. I'm just so glad that I just, like, overcame that, and let's see, other different things. But everything else along with middle school, it turned out to be just pretty well. And of course, it was just around the time where I was becoming much more of a ladies' man. Yeah, great memories. But still, middle school was just, again, 100% awesome for me. But sorry that it didn't go the same way for Greg.
Yeah. But yes, introduction-wise. So yeah, you said with the books. For me, I saw a couple of commercials when it first came out. I didn't watch the film until like late 2014.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, because at the time, you know, I was little and I would be watching cartoons and everything. But Diary with Wimpy Kid, funny enough, I actually recorded all three of them, and not three, two of them, like the first one and the second one on the same day. And I gotta say, it was like awesome.
That's some Toy Story crap right there for me. And I say that because, well, when I first watched Toy Story, I did watch the first two on the same day, I believe. And thank you for giving me that memory unlock.
But yeah, it's not too late to watch any kind of films. Like people saying, "Oh, geez," and like, "Wow," and everything.
Well, like that's just their opinion about like what is gonna be just awesome to them.
Oh, I get that. And yeah, when I first watched the movie, of course, I've seen some of like the parts because of the commercials, but rewatching like the whole movie itself, it was something like awesome at the time. It is still to this day when I rewatch it this morning. And yeah, I just say this has to be like one of the best trilogies out there.
Yes, despite there being some like some complications here and there, which we will discuss, I did still find it to be kind of like entertaining, and everybody else was cast perfectly. And let's see. But what mainly got me was how it used just the drawings. It used like the animated parts in it, just either jumping back and forth or coming onto live action. Like it's really coming into real life.
I get what you're saying, yeah. And when I was watching the movies, when I'm done with it, around the time I was in third grade when I finished the movies, and we had this little library in our classroom, and lucky enough, I found some of the Diary of Wimpy Kid books.
Cool.
Yeah, and it was so great. It was just like how they imagine it in the live action movies. Like it was like something. And I remember before watching Diary of a Kid, back in second grade, my friend, Yeah, she was a female, and she had like this book. It was a Diary Wimpy Kid book, but it was like your version of it. Like you could write anything in it.
Oh, those kind of books.
Yeah. So yeah, like you do your own drawings, write anything you want. It's just so fun.
Oh, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So yes, with our intro over there, yes, Roderick is wake up Greg for his first day of school, and yeah, that little montage there, like when he's trying to get ready, eat cereal, brush his teeth, and all the fast, and then just drop in that chair, and his dad comes out saying that school starts next week, and Greg looks in the window, and it's still dark out, and it's 4:00 in the morning.
And only to realize, yes, he's been punked to be like, it's Roger's fault, he changed my clock, and then Roger is dead asleep, but no, he's faking it. Just go to bed.
His evil smirk. And yeah, and then we get introduced to like Greg's best friend Riley. Yeah, he was just a little worried about his reputation at school, especially having him like around him, because he still acts like a child and like processing like how to mature and stuff like that. Wait.
That gives away what I'm about to say. Might give away for the character part, but I'm just gonna like save that.
Yeah, and we see this montage of like his best friend like Riley like having some fun in the ball pit, and when he was talking to Santa Claus and pretty much anything else. You know, he's just like that one kid that you could enjoy in elementary school, but couldn't really pass through like middle school that much. But it's all right for his part.
Like all he is just basically optimistic and just likes just the world in general.
Yep. And oh boy, and now we go into like the middle school, and then Greg like explained the parts about like how he didn't even notice like half the students he went with elementary school, like all of them going to puberty except him.
And it was weird and strange, but it just he considers everyone else to just be just freaks of nature and him to just be normal, which is gonna dive into later in the character section because it's just straight up just
wow.
I can't even describe it.
Yeah, and eventually they're now in gym class, like preparing everything, and we get introduced to like Freckly. Ooh, yeah, the weirdest kid out there, especially showing them his secret freckle. Damn. That's one of the negative parts. What I don't like is just kind of like the gross out humor sometimes. Yeah. And yes, we get introduced to the coach, who basically says we're playing a game of like skins versus shirts.
Jeez, and this was the first time that I heard of stuff like this because it seemed a little bit cool and a little bit just a little bit strange.
Yeah. And of course, like, just running around while the shirts captured, like, the ones with the skins and everything. And then Riley and, Greg, like, sneaked off and then goes behind the bleachers. And yeah. Oh, yeah, but remember when Riley was talking about his belly button?
Talking with, like stomach, kind of like, yeah, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that one episode with Grunkle Stan.
Right, yes. Dreamscape works.
Yikes. Oh, wait. Can you give me a second?
Alright.
And do you meet this girl named Angie, who just normally sits in the bleachers? She's been sitting out there since she was in 6th grade, and she's currently in 7th grade.
Okay, well, I don't remember her saying that, but but hearing this right now, it's just strange.
Yeah. And, just learning that, very calm, but Greg takes it the wrong way, saying, like, finding her weird as well.
Well, again, about his, that's just about his character, which we will discuss later.
Yeah. Oh, and there was a lot of other parts, like, them, like, signing up for activities and all that. Like, boys wrestling. Yeah. And that him and Freckly were both the Chihuahuas, while Riley was the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like pretty shocking to find out that Freckly has like a wild side to him, especially when he eats candy, but we'll get to it like that in a little bit. But later, like another part that I kind of laughed at, like not from the beginning, but I kind of like at the end of this like part I'm about to explain, where what was it? Yeah, both Greg and Riley was up in Roderick's room, and they were trying to find his yearbook, and just seeing like what kind of titles they could take in the future for like their like experience in middle school, until Roderick like caught them. And then, of course, Riley, the best friend he is to himself, like, he saved Greg. And I kind of left at this joke when I was a kid, but, you know, it's, like, kind of into me now when Roger said, get off of me, you baby hippo.
Yeah, that was a little bit kind of, like, too much, but it's still funny at the same time.
Yeah, and then Greg runs to his room, and then Roderick's just waiting on his door. And then this is the worst part for Greg, because now he has to go pee, and now Roderick's just there while making like a market tattoo on his arm. And it's the water temptation, like, you know, water outside, his fish tank, and he couldn't hold it anymore. So basically he got some gear and ready to fight, but finding out that Roderick left his shoes. And then he goes to the bathroom, and he takes his little brother Manny out the toilet so he could go piss. But learning that Roderick was actually in the shower, like...
Yeah, and then he got a golden shower. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to say it.
That's where I was laughing. Oh my god, that was so funny. Oh my god. And then the worst part is when Susan came in, it was like, hitting on him is the best way. And then Greg had to like clean the whole thing up while Roderick's there, like, you know, looking at him. But, and now, like, yes, with boys wrestling, Greg wanted to like gain some weight and legit eating like this big pile of mashed potatoes.
But of course he cheated by just like putting some like stuff in some bags of peas or whatever it was in his.
No, it was his mom's like, what was it, exercise ankle.
Oh.
Yeah. And learning that, yes, one of Greg's haters, Patty, decided to join men's wrestling. Now Patty, we'll get to her soon, but kicks Greg's ass in wrestling.
Or basically on a daily basis, whenever she can.
And yeah, learning about why she hates Greg, because basically when they were little, he made a song about her. Patty, Patty is a fatty. Her face looks like just like a ratty.
That's fine.
Yeah. And it's all over the school paper and all that. And of course, Riley, yeah, Greg, you're on the paper. What can you do? And then of course there's other parts, but yeah, it kind of gets like kind of serious when Greg wants to join the safety patrol.
Well, I mean, like it seemed just a little bit. It seemed cool at first, but up until parts that we will get
discuss.
to.
Yeah, later. But yeah, him and Riley, like, you know, join like the safety patrol, having some hot cocoa and everything, you know, and you know, Angie explains how it's the lowest of the low, basically being like geeks and everything.
It's just how the way this school is.
Yeah. Yeah. And then eventually we go like into like when they it's the Halloween. Actually, before we get into like the Halloween part, Greg is trying to teach Riley to like, you know, be really like cool and stuff, like having like one like, you know, strap on for your book bag, wearing cooler clothes, and like get rid of like the stuff makes you happy, basically.
Yeah, because he believes that Riley is the one that needs to just be fixing when he himself actually needs that.
Yeah. And I was like cringing at this part because I remember this part as a kid as well. And they were saying, "Hey, what's up, Bryce?" And he was like, "Hey, Bryce, you have a cool butt, a cute butt." I'm like, Riley, shut the fuck up. I know you want to be cool, but goddamn.
Yeah, that was too much for me as well. I mean, like, even though it was still funny, but it was just.
Yeah. And then, yeah, now we get to the Halloween parts, and he's dressed as a knight while Greg is dressed as a pirate. And we see Greg's dad, Frank, had like buckets of like dirty water. Basically, he wants to throw at the teenagers that keep pranking him like with toilet paper and stuff like that. Because apparently last year that didn't work, where he threw it at like a woman and like I presume her daughter.
I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's trying to do that again. And this is like a classic thing like people do on Halloween, like go to the big houses for like the big ass candies.
Yes, and then of course Roderick telling them about this so-called urban legend of the devil worshippers.
Yeah. And of course, yes, they go to the big houses, get some good candy and all that, until they get splashed by a hose by these three jerky teenagers. Yeah. Until Greg had to open his big ass mouth saying, "Hey, I got your plate number and everything. I'm gonna call the police." And of course, they're backing up, and then now they're chasing them. And they're chasing him, and then they decide to go to Greg's grandma's house, learning that she's not there because okay, my fault. So the reason she wasn't there is because she was at bingo, and they had a spare key under the mat, classic thing, and they go inside the house. And then this is where they screwed up, especially for Riley. That
Greg.
He said, wait.
So yeah. Well, okay. Well, here's how it happened. Like it was Riley. It was like Riley. Riley for his big mouth saying that Grandma wasn't even home, and it was Greg about.
No, I was about to say that about him, but going with Greg.
Oh yeah, with Greg, like they armed themselves with these with these weed hackers, and then like Greg's went out of control and had scraped against like one of the car of one of the jerks.
Yeah, it was the one with the braces.
Yeah.
But yeah, they started going. Of course, they go to the forest, for which one they shouldn't, and of course they hear like the laugh. And the whole time, like, they're running and finding out that it was Fregley in a unicorn outfit.
I was like, dude, that's so weak.
Yeah. They're running and running, but they were safe. But luckily, they saw their candy until they got ruined because Frank thought they were teenagers. Until one of the teenagers came out and was like, maybe next year, Pops. But yeah, before I go to the next part, let's talk about the most important part of the movie. Like everybody brings around the cheese touch.
Oh, all right. Well, could just brought up like earlier, but that's fine.
The cheese touch. Greg was about to touch it until Shraguta was saying that don't touch the cheese touch because it's been there for like many years and like it just got dirty over time. And there was this one kid that touched it, and he was the first one to get the cheese touch until he spread it around to like the next person to the next person. Until this foreign German kid got it, and he had no idea what the cheese touch was until he had to go back to his own country and everything.
And of course, after before watching this, I have heard it just around school during the time, and that's when I first got to know about it.
Yeah, the cheese touch. But with the safety patrol, and then of course it comes to winter time where they're playing this game where what was it, Riley?
Oh wait. Actually. Oh wait, I think we're on the right track. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we missed something.
So it's winter time, and he's they're building a snowman, and Riley is on a tricycle playing their classic game called Rick Calls a Football, and he actually got him, but it was not good for Riley because he fell in the snow and broke his arm.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And then now they're in cooking class, explaining how severe it is. And then all the girls felt bad for Riley, everybody should, and asking them him that should we sign and everything. And Greg was like, you know what, I'm the one who did it. And then of course one of the girls called him a jerk. I'm like, Greg, what did you get out of that? You think saying, oh, I'm the one who did it, you get sympathy for that?
Yeah, because he basically thinks that acting like a jerk will attract girls, kind of just. Well, it's similar to what bullies do. They think just picking on other kids will just get attention.
Mm-hmm. And then Greg tries to fake his own injury, basically, and of course gets rejected by the girls by saying no.
And then later came the contest for making your own cartoon.
Yep. Because sadly, the original artist had a mono, and would hopefully feel better by making him a card. And then they're trying to find a new person, and Riley had the best idea of mankind, Zooey Mama. That's a classic joke.
Sure, yes.
And Greg was like, that wouldn't even work. And of course, Greg was like making this cartoon about this dumb guy trying to open his box, but the other guy was like, oh, it's just a brick. Oh, I was trying to open it. Come on, Greg, be more clever. And then of course they went their separate ways.
Actually, we're not really there.
No, like separate ways of making their own cartoons.
Oh, okay.
Because Greg told him to make it yourself now. And they were announcing the winner, and luckily Riley got the chance to make the cartoons now.
Yeah, but before that happened, it was like Riley couldn't do his safety patrol duties, so
because the cast would get wet, so he was asking because he couldn't go because Greg didn't have his raincoat, so Riley let him borrow his. And it was raining, and he was getting the kindergartners outside, just raining, until he saw the same red truck. But finding out it was not even the same teenagers, it was a random guy. But Greg was telling all the kindergartners to go in this hall because of the aliens coming. And of course we see an old lady that recognized Riley's raincoat. And of course Greg was like, yes, it is me, Riley, and ditching the kindergartners.
Yeah, that's just the worst thing that he's ever done, right there in the movie.
Mm-hmm. And look, while Riley's making all of his cartoons and everything, he gets called to the principal's office about the safety patrol, basically him getting suspended from it.
And then, okay, then later on, as some times went by, of course, Greg does tell him I'm the one who terrorized those kids, and Riley starts to realize that Greg is not really that much good of a friend that he's supposed to be.
Don't talk to me. Don't even call me, man. That was one of the most heartbreaking moments ever. But before that happened, remember Greg was sneaking into the woods of the elementary school, and that's where we see Riley saying sorry to the kids, even though he shouldn't be saying sorry.
Well, yes, because one of the kids finally told the real story.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and now Riley is now promoted to team captain.
And yeah. and then as they just go their separate ways, this time no longer being friends, Greg decides to go into school play of Wizard of Oz.
And yeah, learning and the behind the scenes, that was not even scripted. The what we call it, the producer and the directors told the kids to sing your normal in your normal voice, basically. And yeah, that was their intentions. All these kids sing terribly on purpose, in their own way.
Wow, I mean, so much for just making it a musical. And yes, the musical, not the actual movie, because why not?
Yeah. And then Greg had a terrific singing voice, and the main director wanted to make him Dorothy, but of course, oh my God, where do I even start? Of course, with Patty, the singer that no, she should be Dorothy and all that, and then that her mother's the president of the PTA meetings and everything, and saying that she could destroy the director's life and everything. Oh, Patty. And of course, the director was thinking that Greg should be one of the trees, of course. And Greg was like, nope. And he tried to leave, but Shrug told him that the trees get to throw apples at Patty. And that's when he reconsidered.
But up until, of course, since this is a musical, again, it's all just, nobody's going to be throwing any apples. And
yeah. Can you go for a second? Okay, so yes, now they're rehearsing for this big play, and of course the director was like, maybe we should cut some tree holes for the arms. And now the play starts, and of course, Susan's so happy for Greg, and Frank is a little bit puzzled about not him doing wrestling anymore, but him doing a play. And then the play begins with Patty being as Dorothy, and then we see the trees, and the whole time while they're trying to sing, Greg sees Roger having a video camera. But what's even funny is that Manny was like, Bubby! And then Greg was to the next person, hey, Bubby, I think they're calling you. Yeah. And then it got tense, but it was the apple throwing.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, the apple throwing, and they had to, close the play a little bit earlier.
And of course afterwards, Susan wasn't pleased, but Frank, of course, I think Dorothy deserved it. Thank you. Yes.
Frank, you're the goat. But yeah, now that Riley has a new like best friend, and talk about sleepers and everything, Greg gets a little bit jealous. So now he's trying to find a new friend, and out of all of them, he goes to Fregley's house.
And I don't know what was his intention to do so. I mean, it's just find the closest one, I guess. But then it all goes to crap when I went to Candy, and then just picking his nose and tries to chase it.
Yeah, and the fact that Greg had to sleep in like the bathtub the whole time he had to wait, and then he gets received this paper that had the burger on it, and and when he saw Frank, he was so happy to leave that place. I wouldn't blame him.
And then of course things start to just get worse with this mother-son dance, and then Greg just starts to get real ticked, and somebody has to pay, so he takes like a magazine from Roderick's room, puts it in the backpack along with a what was it? Okay. And of course he told Manny not to do so, but it said he does, and Susan discovers it, and she grounds Roderick.
It was originally 2 weeks until Roderick said, his mom's real name's Susan. And yeah, Roderick, you just screwed yourself in there. But it was the best revenge Greg took.
Yes, first time.
Yeah. And now we go to the mother and son dance, where Susan's trying to tell Greg to, say hi to Riley and, offer him to, go for ice cream later on. But learning that his Riley's new best friend got ice cream already and already had plans, and Greg was confessing that it was not even my idea, it was my mom's idea, and yeah. And until the whole big moment happened for Riley, that him and his mom knew the song they were playing, and they danced like their hearts out.
It was a little bit cool for me, especially the song.
Yeah. But I gotta say, the song in the beginning of the scene where it showed the mother son dance, freak out. Oh man, that takes me back. I first heard that in Toy Story 3.
Shrek 2.
Good times. Yeah, continuing with all of this, and now we hit the moment where where Riley needed a video game that he left at Greg's house. Saying
all right, go ahead, because again.
It was Greg was no, saying finders keepers, but Riley was saying that I left it there. He was finders losers, and and it got pretty intense when they started arguing. And then Patty, of course, had to intervene and by saying, Riley, kick his butt and everything. Yeah, it kind of got intense, but they're trying to fight. Even though their fighting was horrible, but yeah, until those 3 jerks came back with the red, truck, and told everybody to scram while they got to both Greg and Riley, and they were trying to think what should they do with them until they saw the cheese, and they made Riley eat it first, and he actually did. I was how though? But no, but not how he ate it, but it's how are you not getting sick by this?
Reasons well, maybe it's just one of those kind of foods that just takes a while. It may be kind of expired, but it still can be good. I mean, I did that before, and nothing bad has happened to me.
What kind of food did you do it with?
Okay, I still think it was hot chocolates. It's still good to hear, and I'm still fine. And let's see, anything else? There were some Pop-Tarts, and I'm still okay. Yeah. That's all I could think of so far.
I kind of did that with a little bit with milk a little bit because it was one day expired, but it still smelled good though.
See?
Yeah, but still, that cheese has been there for many years, and surprisingly, I'm totally surprised for Riley that he didn't throw up or anything like that. But taking everything he had just to eat it, and then Greg was supposed to eat it until Coach Malone got all 3 of them, and they all ran. And just making sure if they're okay or not. And then Patty was trying to say move it and everything. And that's where she was about to say, Riley has, ate the cheese. And then Greg finally doing something good for Riley that he said he ate it.
And then, of course, giving this big speech about how the school is and how, it should just be changed up until they oh no, he's got the Cheetos now, everybody run. And then he makes up with Riley and, of course, and...
Yeah, until Patty had to give the yearbooks and scooch him away for Greg's prayer book and giving a hug to Riley. But yeah, Just learning how like Greg had a good year for like it was kind of like hectic, but still he said he had a good year.
Sure.
And yeah, all of this. But yeah, other parts I could explain that we didn't mention earlier. Yeah, in the beginning of like the movie, other than like the school scene and everything, explaining how his mom got him, what was it, a diary, but he wanted a journal. But you know, mixed maths over here. But yeah, if it wasn't for like that diary, we wouldn't have got like Diary of Wimpy Kid.
Well, technically, like he did say. Oh wait, now I get it. I think he probably said it's a journal, not a diary. He's probably just lying to say that's. I think he was just lying.
Mhm. And yeah, I do like that one scene where Greg is actually drawing himself in like in a paper.
Yeah, that was it was cool to me as well.
Mhm. And you want to explain like the list of popularity? Like Greg thought he was like a 17 until he had to go like all the way down.
I thought it was a 19.
Oh, it was 19. My fault. Yeah. So yeah, until he had to go down to like what was it? He was like 202.
Well, what I do remember ultimately where he plays Fregley at just like way at the bottom, and after the play would involve him throwing apples, like he became lower than Fregley.
Yes, and that was very bad for him. Well, towards all like when Riley had like his cast, that he eventually got Greg's old spot.
Oh yeah, he's right.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say for being like the first, and I kind of like when they do that. It's like I like when they bring like classic books into movies. Like they did that with the Magic School Bus, Captain Underpants, and many other kind of films.
Wait, Magic School Bus?
Yeah, because the Magic School Bus was originally a book.
Oh yeah, like a book, because when you said book to movie, because like I was like it had no, like it kind of threw me off a little bit.
Okay, well shows too. My fault. But yeah. What I gotta say, it was like one of the best movies I've saw. Like I know people have their different opinions, but it was just like the greatest like movie along with this trilogy, except like its reboot version. But what can you do?
Here's how I put it: 3, 2, 1, or 2, 3, 1, depending. Like yeah, this is one of the many times where it just switches.
I have a similar list too. Yeah, like the third one, then the second one, then the first one. Because the third one was something else, but we'll get to that like eventually into the list. And yeah, now to the cast.
And also one little good part, I remember like when they were first like eating breakfast, you can see them watching Ice Age. That was kind of cool.
Yes. I did notice that as a kid too. And it was kind of getting awkward with Greg because he had to sit next to Manny that was like eating a spoon while he was using the potty.
Well, because it was his fault for scaring him with the potty monster. He's gonna get you.
Yeah. Dang.
Casting characters.
Okay, now with the character of Greg Heffley, yes, we bring in Zachary Gordon, who played the character really well.
And so, I gotta say, like at the time he was one of the best child actors. Well, he's a grown man now, but I'm just saying, like he still managed to just pull it off.
Exactly. With me, before watching the Dark Wimpy Kid movies, I first got introduced to him in Bubble Guppies.
Ah, right, one of the voices of Gil.
Yep. And just learning that Greg and Gil were like the same person, I was like outstanding by that.
I was just so. Oh, look at that! You still consider Wikipedia? Oh, thanks for that.
Yeah, but another shocker to me was when he was an Uncle Grandpa.
Yes, right.
Yeah, the Billy Kid.
Oh, but let's not forget. Oh, wait, what? Go ahead.
I was about to make the joke from Uncle Grandpa, but go ahead.
All right, just go ahead to see what you have to say.
So, kid, what do you like on your shirt?
Oh, was I supposed to finish that?
Oh, it's alright. I like night wolves. And then he draws it, and he sees one of the night wolves as a taco. Yeah. But go on with you.
Oh, but let's not also forget that he played Baby Millman from Madagascar 2.
Yes. And let's see, other like films that he was most famous about, or like shows. So if I go back here, he was in How I Met Your Mother, Robot Chicken, Desperate Housewives, Mad TV, The Mighty Bee, Special Agent Also, Annie Manny, The Brave and the Bold, Family Guy. That's pretty cool. Let's see, wait, mention Standing, Star Wars Rebels, and pretty much everything. And yeah, I'm still, shocked that he's still like going out there. And he mostly posts on his Instagram and TikTok.
Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, he's a great actor, pulling off like an iconic character from the book, and he did really good. I give him a for that.
But also let's not forget about just Greg himself, because this was questionable because Greg, he could be a little bit mixed character, and I say mixed because mainly he just sees himself as wanting to just be noticed, because it's just when his dream is just nothing. He talks about just being like great at drawing and everything, but all he ever wants is just to grow up to be famous for being noticed. That's all that is. And that's why he made this popularity scale about how he sits at 19. That's how he thinks himself as just better than everybody, when it's really just a failed attempt. And of course that game where he throws a football at Riley, that's just there just so he could just abuse him, which is of course a terrible friend to do.
Yeah. Alright. Speaking of his child's friend, now we have Robin, who played Riley. Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty cool. He did definitely fit the character well. I love how Zach Gordon fit Greg.
Yes, while Greg may be just the way he is, as a foil, Riley is just the typical ditzy fat friend that is always just happy about the world again.
But I gotta say, he was a very fantastic actor, learning that he was in, was it Our Last Nights, Nothing Together back in 2011? Yeah, that was a great show back at the Home Network. But what it was, I really shocked about that he was in the Three Stooges movie back in 2012.
Yes.
Yeah, when he played young Curly. And yeah, he was also in the live action Tarzan movie back in 2013. And those are the only ones I recognize him. But yeah, and some of Zachary Gordon's TikToks, you can actually see Robert next to him.
Well, great to see that they're still doing well.
Yeah, and what was so shocking when I found this out years ago is the actor that played Riley's mom is his real life mother.
Whoa!
Yeah. They were like, hey, we can't find a mother, let's just use your real life. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, good for him.
It was a real mother-son time, especially when they were dancing. But for both Robert and Riley, I give them a fit. They did that also.
Yes.
And now we go to the adult brother, Roderick, played by Devon Bostick.
Yeah, people usually say that he's kind of like the best part of the movies, other than Riley, but it just mainly comes from his acting, and who can blame him? He totally plays off the typical bully older brother.
And yeah, I gotta say, him and Greg's brothership, how they go all out. People can't deny. Yes, the first one was kind of empty with both of them, but the second one proved something. But the third one was even wow for them. But they didn't really know what we're talking about. But yeah, because he's a pretty cool actor. And it's shocking because his latest movie he did was Oppenheimer.
I see it right now, and if really got one coming up, but we'll find out eventually.
Yep. And it's a great honor for him to be in a Christopher Nolan film.
Kudos.
Yeah. But what shocked me is that he was in the live-action Assassin's Creed, back in 2009.
Even though it was a short film, but that's alright. Ezio Auditore. I wonder if you pulled up the Italian accent flawless.
Oh yeah, I'll see other video that I recognize. I think that's about it from me, because that's nothing from Roger, just being the typical older brother that bullies him, but he's still great actor, Roderick, I give him I don't have to go for Defon's performance Infinity.
Same as you.
Alright, and now we go to the parents. First up, we got Rachel Harris, who plays Susan, Greg's mother. Yeah, she's one of those overprotective mothers, especially in the second film, but your side, Rush?
Well, yes, just that type of mother that just and loves her kids to death. Just always just want to make sure that they're all right. Just babies them. We mostly just kind of like got over that.
Yeah. And yeah, her actress, Rachel Harris, she's a good actor too. She was in Daddy Daycare, Evan Almighty, yes, of course, American films. Wreck-It Ralph, that was pretty shocking.
The Hangover, that was more shocking when she was dropping curse bombs.
Wow. Yeah, Desperate Housewives, True Jackson, VP. Let's see, Modern Family, New Girl, Archer. And let's see, Hell's Kitchen, where she played herself. And, oh, cool. Apparently she's going to be in a Goosebumps project soon.
Nice.
Cool. But, yeah. Oh, she was also in, the animated TV show for, Stuart Little.
Oh, you sure the animated show? Because it said, let's see, where did I look at? In Stuart Little 2, it said additional voices as well.
Did you go to television?
Okay, well, I'm there, but I don't see anything. Oh, wait, I see it. Oh, wait, she played Margalo.
Yeah. But I'm going to say her performance, I give her, 10 out of 10. It was really good.
I agree.
Now, Steve Zahn, yeah, before watching him in Dark, first got introduced to him and finished it
For me, I think it was Chick. Wait, I had to be sure here. I believe that it was okay. It's either a tie between either Chicken Little or it was Chicken Little.
But yeah, him playing Greg's dad, yes, Frank. Yeah, he's just random at times, especially in our Halloween fans. But yeah, he's an alright father. Especially him and Greg's relationship throughout the third movie. But yeah, he's an alright father.
The comedic and Hammy, that's that. He kind of steals every scene that he's in.
Yeah. And other work he's been on was Stuart Little, Dr. Little 2, let's see, Daddy Daycare, of course, National Security. Let's see, other ones. Of course.
The War for the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that was good. The Good Dinosaur. Let's see. Okay. Friends. Okay, yeah, then mention face for Randy Cunningham. Oh, cool. Modern Family. Cool. And yes, Chicken Little as well. But yeah, Steve Zahn, he's a very diverse actor, I must say, going on for this role and then playing this role.
Yes.
I give him a 10 out of 10 as well.
Infinity.
Alright, would you like to talk about the actor that played Angie Fresh?
Chloe Grace Moretz. Yeah. I was shocked to see her there because even though that this was around the 2000s, and I think this is kind of my full introduction to her.
For me, yeah, it was, but I think my true one was Darby.
Oh, right, My Friend's Tigger and Pooh. Because, yes, I did see that before watching Darby, so...
But yeah, she plays this character named Angie. She's the reporter and basically takes pictures and puts it in the school paper. But to Greg, Greg was saying she was weird, but she was actually really chill, though.
And what's even more, of course, being an original character, and which is awesome, passable.
Exactly. I found that out this morning when I was doing research.
Great to know.
Yeah. Of course, she's also known for the Kick-Ass movies.
Yes, Hit Girl. Okay. See, and other different works. Yes, just amazing. One of the best actresses ever. Let's see here. Of course,
the Addams Family animated movies where she plays Wednesday.
Yes. Also, Let Me In, Carrie.
Bolt.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes.
Movie 43.
Yeah, that with her part there, it was a little bit oofish. Big Mama's House 2.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, American Dad. Cool. Yeah, she is a great actor, I give her a lot. Especially, this is my second introduction to her.
Cool.
I give her Affinity.
Okay.
Hold on. Next one, we got Karan Barr. Yeah, who plays Chirag Gupta. Yeah, I first noticed him in Jesse.
It was my introduction to him.
Yeah. He's a very great actor, especially when he plays Sherrod. Yeah. Even though it was a little nifty with him in the second movie, and in the third movie, he was really cool. But him as a character, he's really cool, especially telling him the information about like the cheese touch.
Right.
Yeah. I give him a 10 out of 10. It was just shocking because when going with the other movies, you see more actors from Jesse.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see here. And, this shocked me, too, learning that Manny had, like, twin brothers playing him.
Right, because of course they would do that.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of Full House when they did it with Michelle, and they did that at Fuller House when they did that with DJ's son, Tommy. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Anybody else? Is there anybody else that you notice?
Of course, yeah. Grayson Russell, who played Fregley. What was shocking to know is that he played one of Ricky Bobby's sons in Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. He played the redhead.
Cool. Let's see here. I noticed, like, the director who played, in the play, like, yes, the director of the lady, I noticed her. I first got introduced to her in the George Lopez show.
Cool.
Yeah, she played George Lopez's mother.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. And, yeah, she's really funny in that show, but when I found out she was in Die Wimpy, that really shocked me.
Oh, good to hear.
Yeah. Let's see here. Anybody else? There was an actor that played Coach Malone, yes. There's an actor that played Patty, but don't know much. And, yeah, that's it from my side.
Yeah, I'm done too.
And, yeah. Alright, so yes, the first Star Wars Kid movie, yeah, it had a lot to impact, especially watching it. Did have, like, a mixed opinions, but it was still funny to me. A little bit hectic, a little bit, but, got to solve their problems at the end, but... For this movie, I give it a 50. It was like the best ones I saw when I was a kid.
Let's see. Even though it is my least favorite Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, I still praise the performances and how they represent middle school as, once again, being relatable to anybody else who has or still is attending there. And, well, it is nevertheless, it still got some funny moments here. I'll give it that.
Yes.